Hey guys, I have a really fun recipe for you today. Today we're making homemade sugar-free sprinkles. So it's getting close to Valentine's Day and there's a ton of sugar cookies at the grocery store that have icing and sprinkles on top, and it used to be one of my favorite things to get from the store this time of year. Well, since going keto, those cookies aren't really part of my plan anymore. So I learned how to make my own homemade sprinkles, and it's so super easy. All you need is your KitchenAid stand mixer or other stand mixer. A regular electric hand mixer would also work. I just like having an excuse to use this. And you're gonna wanna use your paddle attachment on this one. And that seems really weird. You'd think you'd wanna use the whisk attachment, but this actually works better. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna put that on just yet. So there's only a few ingredients to make these. And the first one, and of course the biggest one, you need a lot of sweetener. So we have 1 1/3 cup of erythritol. I use the Swerve brand. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dump that in here real quick. Now you're gonna use 2 tablespoons of an egg white protein. And I like to use J-Robs because unlike other protein powders, it has very minimal ingredients. It is hardly any ingredients. And just to give it an extra little flavor kick, I do like to use the vanilla flavored egg white protein. I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon of just salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and then about 1/4 cup of just water. And if you need to add more later on, if it's not getting thin enough, then that's okay. You can always add more later on. So I'm going to attach this now and bring up the bowl, and I'm going to get this started. All right, let's take this down. I'm going to bring you in for a little bit of a closer look so you can kind of see the consistency of it in the bowl. But first of all, I'm going to just go straight down the sides just a little bit. And this is really like a royal icing. And so it's going to be very shiny. If it's not shiny, then there's something wrong. It should have a little bit of shine to it. All right, I'm going to start this again. And like I said, I'm going to bring you in for a closer look so you can see the texture of it. All right, we're going to call that good. So I'm going to go ahead and release that. Now, because I'm making sprinkles, I actually want to make a lot of different colors. I made these a few weeks ago, and I just made kind of a pink and a darker pink because I was making some Valentine's Day heart cookies. But today I want to make more colors. And I do recommend my local grocery store, Kroger, sells Simple Truth vegetable coloring. So it's all natural. The coloring is from vegetables. There's no chemicals in it. There's no dyes. And so it's a really great food coloring to use. All right, I'm going to move this off of the island and bring some bowls over here so we can start mixing those colors. Okay, I'm going to divide these up between 4 different bowls, and we're going to get 4 different colors going. I don't need a whole lot of sprinkles for each color. And this doesn't make a whole lot of icing. It's not too much or too many sprinkles. It's really just a good amount. 1 spoon for each bowl. And these colors, they come in your basic colors, your red, green, yellow, and blue. So we're just going to do a few drops of each color in each bowl. These are blues, yellows. We should end up with some nice pastel colors with these food colorings. That's better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all 4 of these colors to piping bags. And last time I just did single lines that could be broken up into like little cylinder sprinkles. But this time I'm going to do a few different other things. I'm going to do some dots and some lines. And if the icing will hold up, maybe even some of those little star-shaped things. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go put these into piping bags, and I'll be right back. One of the easiest ways I have found to add them into a piping bag, I see some people like turn them inside out and kind of spoon it in. I actually just like to put it in a larger cup, and if the icing is thin enough, then just kind of, you got to angle it right, but just kind of pour it right in, and if you angle it perfectly, it'll go straight to the bottom. Okay, so the holes that we're going to cut in on these is going to be very tiny. You don't need much of one, just enough for the icing to come out. This camera angle, I mean, just the tiniest of holes, really. You don't need much. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bring a flat baking sheet over here because you're going to want to line this, just a baking sheet, and you're going to want to line it with parchment paper. And here's why. These will need to dry overnight for about 24 hours. And they don't need to be in the refrigerator overnight. Really, by the time, it's in the afternoon right now, by the time I go to bed, it's gonna be dry enough to just kind of cover up with a paper towel. And then tomorrow, about the same time, the lines that I make, I'm gonna break up. I can just break them up by hand. They're actually hard and sturdy enough to do that, but they need to be fully set before you start breaking up the lines. The dots will be okay, I just need to take them off the parchment paper, but again, I want them fully set up and hardened before I take them off. Now, I don't know who invented parchment paper, but they're geniuses, and I probably should buy stock of the stuff because I use it so often. All right, now, you're just gonna take whatever color you want, squeeze it down so it gets into the whole area. And I'm going to take it and I'm literally just going to draw lines for this first little bit of batch. And they don't have to be perfect. These are homemade sprinkles. They're not going to look perfect, but they are going to taste perfect. And I want to see how the pink did. If I can get actual little star shapes out of the pink. Ooh, I don't think so. This is going to be way too big. Okay, the star shape is a fail. Well, that's not going to work. But maybe I can at least get, those are kind of big sprinkles right there. So I'm not sure that's going to work. Let's see how we just get little green dots. So that will work. And again, you can just have fun with this. This isn't, I think the lines are probably easier just because they'll go faster than dots. I am bummed about the star. I really thought that was going to work. I'll still be able to make some lines with it, but I gotta be very quick because it is a much larger hole. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish this up. Like I said, this just needs to sit out overnight for about 24 hours so the icing can fully set up. So once that happens, I will come back on and finish up this video showing you how I break up the lines. And then on the next video, we will be making sugar cookies that we can sprinkle all of these on. All right, guys, like I said, I'm gonna hang this up for this evening, finish this up, and I will be right back. For me, it'll be another day, but for you, just a few seconds. Okay, it's been actually more than 24 hours and the icing for the sprinkles is completely dry. And I actually had to lay out 3 different layers of parchment paper, but look at those sprinkles. Right there we go. Look at those sprinkles right there. All right, I'll bring you in for a closer look to show you how easy it is to break up the lines and pop them off the parchment paper so that then you can put them in a bag until you're ready to make cookies. So as you can see, these are so super easy to make. Once they are dried and once you have everything broken up and off the parchment paper, you can just put everything into a Ziploc baggie and they will actually last for up to 2 weeks just sitting out on your counter or in your pantry. And so you don't have to make the sprinkles and the cookies at the same time. That's not what I did. So coming up on the next video, I will make some sugar cookies and we will top them with these sprinkles. All right, guys, you have a great day and I'll see you on the next video.